Living the Authentic Life today. I think this is take 52. We were having technical difficulties, but thank God Grace Kelly saved the day.
Exactly.
She helped Annette and Noreen get it all working. We are hosting Chiara Casiraghi Brody, this incredible Italian-American.
Thank you.
Former ballerina, amazing influencer, but the title I love most is Mom.
Yeah.
So
that's my favorite one too.
It's so good, baby Matteo. This beautiful, perfect little munchkin you brought into the world, and you kind of moved away for a while. You've been a Houston girl for,
oh my gosh, almost 10 years.
And then you moved back home.
We moved back to Florida for a little bit, and I got pregnant, so we stayed longer, and I gave birth there. So he's like a Florida boy, and now he's a Texas boy.
Dual citizenship.
Yeah, he's dual citizenship. Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
And so you took some time off from, I mean, you were always posting, but you weren't doing it in this real, like you were doing so many brands and so many things, but
right.
I love how your brand has changed with your life. And I feel like as women who are in business, I talk to so many women about this. Like, how do we evolve when we have kids? Because we waited our whole life to be a mom, but then we don't have the time to be a mom because we have all this other stuff we built into place with.
Yeah.
So you have to carve out so much for a baby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when he was first born, I mean, it was like 100%, 120% from like 2 to 4 people, which my parents were helping. So yeah, it was like a huge adjustment that I knew was going to happen. People have told me about it. I was well aware, which is also why I waited a little bit longer to have kids, because I had some, things I wanted to do for myself. And before like knowing that I would dedicate like so much time, I just knew the kind of mom like I wanted to be and how much I wanted to be there in his life. So I knew it was just going to take a lot more out of me. But even that, going in, like, you just don't know until you're on the other side. I kind of felt like I'm just on the other side of the moon now. Like, you have no idea. You can't even, like, your friends tell you about it, and you're just like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then it happens. You're like, oh, it's like what you said, but it's like way worse.
So I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Intense. I wouldn't say worse. Intense.
Yes. And I would be at the office by 7 o'clock.
That's amazing.
And then I had Bella, and I sometimes didn't even, and I get up and brush my teeth. That's my first thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wouldn't even brush my teeth till 10:30. And I was like, oh my God, I'm this person that used to have all this light. And it changes, but it is an interesting way of kind of adjusting. And what I think applies so much about what you're saying is I just keep talking to people about purpose, like how you figure out what's most important to you. And then when you figure that out, it helps you make so many other decisions easily. And sometimes it's hard. We have to let go of something we love. So you were in Houston, you were in Trench, you're styling people, you're working with the magazine.
Right, yeah.
And then,
oh my God, I know.
I know, right?
I'm like, oh yeah, that other life. Oops. She's like my stress relief right now. She's like,
she is. I know.
I'm just like petting her like, yes, just relax.
Exactly. So now that you're back, are you picking up styling again? Like tell us about how your brand's evolving and how you find what's meaningful. Because we were talking off camera about, what people you align with and how you make that choice. That's what I hear people saying. I don't know how to make decisions. Like how do you kind of figure that out?
Yeah, no, I know. And I'm definitely not an expert on that by any means, because especially being a first-time mom, there was that whole like heightened anxiety and stress around, having a newborn and then a baby. And they're just always wondering, like, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I doing enough? Having guilt. There's just like that whole side of it. And I think maybe towards the beginning, I was feeling a little bit of anxiety, not being able to like really get myself together to, do a collab or do work or just not have the time, even though when they're babies, they're like sleeping so much of the time. But for me, I was like awake watching him sleep, but I should have just been like, are we okay? Are we good? Like, so I didn't give myself, I'm sure the second time around, like I'll be more relaxed and feel like I have more time. But So while the time was definitely a hurdle to overcome, I did, coming back to Houston, getting back into, content creation. I was trying to find the right word of like what I'd really describe what I focus on mainly and what I was doing before Mateo. I was, sorry, where am I? The content creation, right. I was trying to book time, like get a nanny and have some time where I could go and create and work and get these collabs. Yeah, like carve some time out. And I also found while doing that, while it was great and I'd feel great, like when I created the content and I was like, okay, I'm doing this, like working, I'm doing this for me. During it, I also felt like, what are you doing this for? Like, don't you just want to be back with your baby and just like seeing him smile and play and like do all these things? But then like sometimes when you're there, I'm like, oh man, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. So it was just like a very kind of little bit of like tug and pull.
Yeah, I feel like we all like. That's been another thing I've tried to focus on is being present in whatever moment you're in.
Exactly.
Because I feel like I look at my schedule and I'm like, okay, I have this hour for this, and then I have this hour for this. Yeah. And then sometimes you're already at the next hour and you're not being present in that hour.
Yes, exactly. Which like for me, this is so new. I'm like figuring out how to create content that I like and that represents, my brand, but then also be a present mom. And I'm just like, is there anything else? Eat healthy, drink water, like all the other things.
And so how was you are a ballerina and you have been so committed to exercise and and that's a big part of our mojo, right?
Yeah.
Is that endorphin rush you get from like when I don't go to yoga or I don't work out, I missed it this morning. It really affects how I feel every day. How do you talk to us about that?
Oh, well, I have not been able to like go work out in like months, so.
Do you do yoga at home? Do you walk with him?
I take Mateo for a walk. Like we'll go out or we go to the park and I'm like, we're running around now that he's like more mobile, but I've not, it's been hard to, and it's mainly like for my fault that I haven't carved out and made like a dedicated choice to like take him to the daycare at the gym because my gym has like a couple hours that I can leave him and go work out. And I'm just like, I don't know, let's just go to a park. Yes. Or let's go to a museum. Let's do something, that's just how I guess it's like when you become a mom, also it's like you can easily stop prioritizing like yourself and like what you need to be healthy. Like I'm making amazing meals for him. And then I realized I haven't made anything for myself and I'm eating like his scraps.
Exactly, his leftovers.
Like some chips.
Exactly.
And like a Coke. So like I need to get back on that, like the healthy lifestyle part, but.
And how is Matt?
I'm just holding on to it.
Does Matt cook
the one who wakes up at 6 a.m. and goes to the gym?
Yes. So he's not missing his gym.
No, he's not. And I mean,
but sometimes that's good.
I
like
need that. No,
when Rob, I'm like, dude, you gotta.
You need to get out.
You do you, baby. We're over here doing us. I know. We were so used to, and so is he traveling a lot for business, or he's
actually been able, like,
he
still managed to be very like present at home. Yeah, a lot of his contracts have been local, so it's if he has like an engagement outside of Houston, then he would have to travel more so. But so far we haven't encountered that, and just running on this streak. Hopefully it doesn't change. I like having him around. He's great.
Oh, I love that, Rob. I get sad when you travel too.
Well, Matt is like he's very, very helpful. He's not a cooker. Like he doesn't cook and he doesn't like all, but he's like very organized and does a lot of cleaning up and like tidying up.
That's us.
So it's like very helpful.
I clean and Rob cooks. And I got the grocery store. So we kind of share. And I feel like that's what really in a partnership, one of our therapists said the best relationships are the ones where the partners will take influence from you. So I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
To figure out how to influence your partner without feeling like they're being told what to do.
Is that a book or something that I can?
No, I need someone to write that book and send it to me because I am not the master of any of that.
Aww.
No, but it is good because at least at work, I'm like, Danette, can you ask Rob to do that? Wendy, could you ask Rob or Noreen? Because I'm asking him to do so much at home. If I ask him to do all this at work, he's like, I've done so much for you already. I can't do this anymore.
What more do you need?
Exactly. Okay, so travel. You were able to take a great trip.
Yeah, we just got back.
Share a little bit about that because you've always loved travel. It's been a part of you and your brand, and
I'd like to think just like naturally because it's part of my life. I was born in Canada. My family's from Italy. Then I moved to Florida. Then I moved to Texas. Like I'm not afraid of like picking up and going somewhere new without a lot of especially the Houston move was definitely more of the not as planned out. Just like let's see how I like it, So and it worked out, I think.
I forget, why did you come?
Because I met Matt. And he was here, and he would be like, "Isn't Houston so cool?" He'd take me out to dinner. I'd be like, "Isn't it nice here? Isn't it so nice here? Couldn't you see yourself stay?" I'm just like, "Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. It's really a cool city." And actually, I was really surprised. Like, it was a really cool city, and it is, and it just keeps getting better. So
and people are
we
so
love it.
Friendly.
Yeah,
I feel people that move here or people that aren't entrenched in it, I feel like are really open.
Yes.
And I think it's a great opportunity. But tell us about your travels this summer. Where did you go? What did you do?
So we went to Italy. We started in Rome. I believe 5 days in Rome. It was like maybe 4. And then
with Matteo.
With Matteo.
Wear him on you, or you?
No, he's like too heavy for me to do that. He started walking in Italy, in Tuscany, which was so cute. He was
love it.
And it's like,
So on the plane ride home, he's like wanting to get up and walk down the aisle.
Yeah. And he just always wants to be like held in the plane. So he's like, a little heavy, but he's,
That's your workout.
It's heavy for like, that is my workout, 20 pounds. And I do like little squats with him sometimes. He's 20 pounds. So it's like, maybe I don't need to go to the gym totally like every day. But anyways, so where did we go? We went to San Casciano dei Bagni, which is in Tuscany.
Oh, I don't know that.
And this beautiful resort. It's like a therme spa. So all the majority of their pools are therme spa water. Like it's the spa water. It's like all healthy rejuvenation and it's an amazing, I'm trying to remember the name of the hotel. It's like Fonte Verde.
Your accent's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So where did you learn Italian?
My parents.
Growing up.
Yeah, from my parents. It was my first language. And then going to school.
Okay.
Yeah, then going to school in Canada, I learned English. So
fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot that part of it.
So my Italian is like
a mix of a lot of
whenever, it's really great for like a toddler. Or something, like maybe under 10.
So does Matteo speak Italian?
Not yet, but he understands some Italian.
I love it.
And he goes, batti le manine, which is clap your hands. And we'll say it to him, and we were like, batti le manine. And he's like, like that. And he's so cute. And he loves clapping his hands, so.
So we got that going for it. I love it.
Super cute.
So let's talk about Italy. I think of food, wine, fashion.
Right.
Are you a foodie?
Yes, but this trip wasn't. It was more like fun, if we found a nice restaurant, like on the path we were kind of already on.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
it can be stressful.
It can be. And then you're like, oh, what's good around here?
Yeah. So
it sounds romantic, but then at times you're like, ugh.
Yeah, and especially being with like traveling with a toddler, it wasn't that trip of like, let's go to these restaurants, let's go to. It was a lot more of a touristy. Like we did the Vatican, like we did the breakfast at the Vatican with the tour.
Oh, beautiful!
Which was really lovely. And I'm trying to think. We did something like every day, and I'm like, my brain. I'm trying to think what it was. It was a whirlwind.
Well, I know you'll know this.
Which
fashion. What do you think was the most, like, was there a trend that you saw?
Barely even shopped. or
but
looked
was
around.
there a trend that you felt like people wearing more denim? I was kind of surprised. I felt like more denim was in Europe.
I saw a lot of tourists.
Oh, you
being
did?
in Rome.
Oh, that's right.
Rome was super busy, and I feel like I saw a majority of tourists. And like anybody I saw, it's like lines outside of Chanel, people just waiting in line to get into shops. So I didn't really see what I would consider like the locals.
That makes sense. Yes.
And I was also paying a lot of attention to what Matteo was doing. So sometimes I didn't even look up and see. But I remember in Milan, I definitely saw, this was like years ago, like I'll always remember just like this really chic girl in like these leggings, high heels, in this like really pretty dress, and like a coat, and she was just like getting on top of like a Vespa with like this well-dressed guy, and I'm like, I'll never forget that. And like I just didn't see that
kind of thing
this time as much. I don't know, maybe it's like the time of year. Apparently it was like a very heavy tourist season now.
It was so intense traveling there. And even when we were in Capri, they had sold out of so many of the hotels, and the hotels were so expensive. Thankfully, we had booked like from years past and were able to kind of play it forward. But I remember like 10 years ago in Italy, maybe even a woman from our honeymoon there, which was 17 years ago, wearing a black suit and a Gucci belt and high heels and a black shirt. And I just thought she was so chic, and I still remember that woman.
Yeah.
And she worked at the desk of the hotel.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I think that there is something about that, like they say, the French woman dress or the Italian woman. And I like color, but I just feel like they wear black so well.
Yes. Yeah.
And how has your wardrobe changed as a mom? Do you feel like it's changing?
I mean, I always loved the neutrals, and I was always very into just like neutrals because it's also very easy. Like it's like a easy, it kind of complement, like I know which neutrals complement my face or whatever, my skin tone, and I just kind of go with that because by the time I try to like figure out this color, does it go with that color and this color, do I look like a clown at the end of it? Like, I don't know. But now with Matteo, I want him to see color, I want him to, and I definitely have like gotten a lot more colorful, especially during the summer. It's like so fun during the summer. And I feel like the pieces that I would maybe gravitate towards this past summer, and we're talking about summer, which is like past, but there were a lot more options in color, like bright pink, pastels, blazers, and like all of that. You could really typically get just like a blazer and like a gray, black, white, like camel maybe. But now it's like there's just a lot more. It's almost like there's more choices.
And even fall colors include color.
Yes, and now.
When you walk through Saks, at Tootsie's, all these events we've been doing, there's so many, and whereas like Shocking Pink was just for spring, and now it's Valentino's main color that they were showing on the runway for fall. So I feel like
we're not bound by color for season anymore as much, and I also just feel like these rules are kind of like
going away.
What does it matter, you know?
Yes.
Especially living in warmer climates like Houston, and between Houston and Florida right now, it just feels like very easy to wear like a brighter color while during a traditionally like when you're should be wearing like a camel or a.
So when you go to Florida, is it expected to be in the 80s? Like, are you going to bring
it's going to be like 80s.
Type?
Probably.
Yes.
Like I try to bring, and that's kind of what.
Is it like transition? Do you try to do more? Well, I guess now the colors don't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, I try. It's really hard for me to, like, even right now, I'm thinking, like, oh, I'd really like to shop some winter and shop something. But, like, this next month, I'm going to be in 80s to 90 degree weather.
Exactly.
And then even when it gets that cold, like, are we really wearing, like, a heavy black wool coat or, you know, tie turtleneck, like these turtleneck sweaters that are super knit? Like, it's not, like, not as much. Because then it always, I feel in my past experience, it always ends up warming up, and you always just want to wear color in Florida. That's how I've
So like today, is that layers? So if it gets warmer later, that you would just wear it?
Oops.
Or is it?
Like, what am I wearing today?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's long sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's long sleeve. I mean, it's just cozy.
Yes, I know.
And you said you were wearing a sweater, so I put a sweater on.
And jeans. I know, because it's just never consecutively
Sweater
this
weather.
many days. Sweater weather.
It's definitely sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
In Houston, it's rare.
Exactly. I know, it's so fun.
I know. I almost wore, what did I wear? Like a leather jacket and like a little like white top, and I was like, no, sweater. So,
exactly.
anyways.
And do you, so let's talk about, it's Palm Beach where you are.
Right, yes.
And is that changed from kind of Lily Pulitzer to more?
I'm trying to remember from this past year.
Do you feel like people are more
well, there's definitely now like
sophisticated than preppy?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely I always see like that preppy element. But there's like a younger group that's moved down since COVID, and
exactly,
like
the New Yorkers,
families, and they're very cool. But they're wearing color, not just like And they have the cutest families. They go out to these some of the outdoor shopping plazas on Palm Beach Island, and even like the book, what is it? The library, the Four Arts. The Four Arts has like this great story hour for kids, and then like Royal Poinciana Plaza will do like these really cute festive events. So like for Easter and Christmas and like all those, there's always something cute going on, and like all the families come out. They're all so cute, and all the kids are dressed up so cute. These like little dresses and cut like very festive. Like they really celebrate it, and it's really nice to see. So it's not just, I mean, Lily Pulitzer, I feel like, defined Palm Beach for so long. I don't think it's gone away, but there's definitely like new blood.
Did you ever own a Lily Pulitzer?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You did?
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's like...
Okay, because I did, but I see you as such a cool girl.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
no, I feel like I've owned it all, you know?
So is there anything on your wish list for this season? Like, I just bought a pair of Dior boots. I've been wanting a black pair of boots. And they're short booties and they're lace. Ooh. And they have a little heel. So I feel like they'll go with skirts and into other things.
Yeah.
But I feel like, too, even tennis shoes go from skirts. Like, I wore a suit the other day. It was casual velour, yellow, but I wore tennis shoes with it. As a mom, are you doing more comfortable shoes?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing more comfortable shoes. Not so much as on my wish list because I've been buying it. But
what did you buy? What were your investment pieces?
Well, that's an investment, but like I wear a ton of sneakers. My sock is like sticking out right now, but I grabbed these sneakers in Italy.
They're so great. I noticed them.
And I just really, I feel like I might have 3 pairs like this already, but not Prada. More like, you know, I'm trying to think of who does this? Probably more Nike.
Yeah.
You know?
But I love
so I was like, since I have the Nike, I need to get the Prada version so I can wear it in a fancy way too.
Were you around were you wearing Prada when it was out in the nylon, or was that?
Yes. Oh yeah. I had like the little, like back in the day, the little nylon Prada that I held on to. I like hold on to everything.
I like sold my Prada backpack.
No.
Well, I was just in such a place that I had to trade in and trade up, and that was the way I built my collections.
That makes sense.
I did keep my Fendi baguette. The original one, I was showing that to Danette the other day, the sequin one. I bought in Italy for $600.
Oh
what
my
are
God,
they now?
Remember those prices?
$4,800. I know. I remember when I paid
it's like
$500 for my first pair of Louboutins, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've broken the...
I know.
And
those shoes hurt so much.
So much, girl. I know. We love the red salt.
Matt got me a pair for Valentine's Day because I was like, I really want these shoes, and he did it, and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't wear them. But I would wear them because he was like, these shoes were expensive. Like, you better.
Could you not exchange them, or you would?
I mean, I don't like to exchange gifts from my husband. I like to keep them. If that's weird. Like, I have a pair of studded, like, platform sneaker, like, from back when we first started dating that he bought me because I was, like, really into that platform sneaker.
Girl, it's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
And your daughter is going to be so excited. The next one will be a girl.
And I'm just like, I should give these away. Like, I will never wear these again. You know what I mean? But I like can't because he gave it to me.
Do you have it all showcased in your closet where it's kind of like artwork on the wall?
No,
you
not
don't?
yet.
Do you have it in boxes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My friend Stacy has all of her stuff in boxes without even pictures on it, and she knows what everything is.
What everything is, yeah.
Like mine are shown because now that I have plantar fasciitis, I'm not really wearing heels, which is changing the way I dress, but it's okay. We just all keep.
I have
doing
not
what we
worn
can do.
heels in so long. It'll be like a really special event to pull out the heels.
You look stunning the other night.
Thank you. Was I wearing heels?
Una Note.
Oh yeah. I wore. Those are actually really comfortable.
What are they?
They're Dior. The heel is like they're silver, and then the heel is like kind of arched a little bit back,
pretty.
and it has like a thicker bottom of the heel.
Oh, nice.
And
so it doesn't
I thought I would
cobblestone.
Right. Yes. It's not like a stiletto. There it is.
There it is.
That's why.
Packing for.
Exactly.
Is Palm Beach that way? Cobblestones?
No.
No. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
but
no.
even New York, like the cracks in the street, walking around, I feel like that.
Florida is very much of like a driving to your destination, and then you get out.
And you walk. Exactly.
Like you're not walking, you're not hoofing it anywhere, you know? Not like, oh, I'm on Worth Avenue, I'm going to walk to Royal Point Siena, unless you have like your sneakers and, unless you're kind of a little bit more active.
Yeah.
Right. Not like New York where you'd like go to leave your apartment and go to the event walking, which I miss. I used to do that. So I like it.
And you lived in New York?
I did summer programs in New York with the American Ballet Theater.
Oh, that's right.
So I spent some, like maybe 5 or 6, how many? Maybe 4 summers in New York that I can think of.
It's sad. It's changed so much.
I know. I haven't been back, and I mean, I'm not, really wanting to go just yet.
Yes.
I think it's a lot with a toddler. I mean, Italy was a lot with a toddler, but I'm just not doing that again.
Yes. It's hard to, I remember being in New York with a stroller, and
this is not
people
comfortable.
they wouldn't open the door for you to go into, and there's like these step ups, and you're like turning the stroller, and like men are walking past you, and you're like, could you hold the door for me, sir?
Right.
And then you stop in a taxi, and what do? Hold your baby in the taxi? It's
not a comfortable.
Odd.
It's not like a super comfortable place. I mean, you can do it, just like you can do a lot of things in Europe as well. I didn't find Europe to be like the most comfortable place to live sometime for certain things, but
yes,
it's like it just depends like what you value.
But you did live in Europe for 4 months?
I think I was there
maybe even
6
longer?
months in the UK, in London, just outside of London.
So tell us a little bit about that. What was fashion then?
So what was fashion then, or like while we were there?
While you were there.
I'm trying to remember. It was winter, so it was like terrible.
Oh, so it was
lots of like
layered.
These women like sitting outside of the restaurant with like, or having like a happy hour or something outside of the restaurants with these the heat lamps, and they're just like in their fur and just like colorful fur.
Really?
Like that's when it was like pink, purple furs, like all of that. And I mean, there's like a big like anti-fur thing with however you feel about it. In London, it's so freaking cold. I was like,
we are all embracing the fur.
Necessity. Like, oh my goodness. There's no, I mean, unless you're doing down, like, I don't know. Especially to look, I just don't know if like a faux
would have
could keep you that warm. It was freezing. So I was like, I really see the appeal because it was a lot everywhere.
Interesting.
On people, everywhere in stores. It was like a big seller at that time. I don't know if it's changed now. This was like 2017, I believe, 2016 to 2017. So that's what like really stood out to me, what I saw a lot of, which I don't see as much in Houston or the US. It's like maybe a small little segment of like a store. Right. Like a department store has like a smaller segment. It's like the black, and
we're much more into the vegan here.
Yeah, which I like, and I'm not.
Here's Bella. Do you want to talk to her, Danette? Tell her we're doing a podcast. See, we're live. Well, I mean, we're authentic.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, me personally, like, I'm not really going out to buy like a fur or anything, but they looked beautiful on these. Yes. It looked very
and when it's chic. Functional and
And I was like, I get it. You're freezing.
Yes.
Like,
in Colorado, I see some, and I wear fur, and I am In fact, it was something I bought for myself that I saved up for a long time because we spend a lot of time there. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, even in Vail, which is fancy, most people just wear a ski jacket.
Right.
Out and about.
Right.
Which is a little more casual than I want, but if it's comfortable after you've skied all day, and if it's cold and it's snowing and you've got slushy big feet on, shoes on, you don't want to wear a dress in the snow.
No. Oh God, I remember in Canada with the snow, I'm like, how do you, like this one snowsuit, just the whole one piece, just up to here. and then you have like the goggles.
So are you a snow skier?
Yeah, I used to ski and then I used to snowboard. I used to do both. You know, because like everyone was snowboarding at one point, and you're like, like you're still skiing.
I know. I'm like old school. I know.
Yeah, and I thought like, you know, the snowboarding like clothes were cool or whatever, but now looking back, I'm like, no, the ski suits are so much cuter. And now like, what was I doing?
Now the one-piece ski suit is back. I know. I mean,
my mom had this like red one. I still remember it, and I then tried to like wear it too when I was like a teenager. She was like so skinny. I was like that. When I was like a teenager, I was like, oh my God, I can barely fit into this. But it was so cute.
So cute. Yeah,
I got her suit.
Maybe Bella can wear mine.
So
I saved one from way back.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
cool.
That's so we'll see. That's a good idea for her.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's got such an opinion about her fashion. So,
I mean, everybody does it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Mateo? Does he care about what he wears yet, or will he put on anything you ask?
Oh, well, I dress him still.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
he's not at that point.
He's not choosing.
I think it was 3 or 4 when she started to have an opinion. Yeah.
I put a shirt on. So he says a few words. And his first word, that's like not mama, dada, is car. Okay? He loves cars. And he's like, car, like anytime he sees a car. And so one of his shirts that I bought like before he was saying car has cars on it, and I put him, and it's not like the most stylish shirt, it's just a t-shirt with some cars. And I put it on him, and he looks down and he's like, car. And he's like this, like trying to touch it. So it's like, that's
his favorite shirt.
It's a made it impression. And I was like, okay, so I just got him some PJs with cars on it.
Aww.
This is the fashion that's going on in my house. You know, we got cars. There's a ball is also very popular. So, yeah.
Yeah, then there's that.
But I try to dress them in like comfortable, like cute little. I try to buy outfits that have like a top and a bottom together, so I'm not like trying to figure out how to match this at like 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, or 6:30. Like,
so
no brainer. Like
I dress Rob, and I put him together with his socks and his shirt
the night before.
And his jacket. No, I tend to get in a zone, so I'll go in and like do a week's worth of stuff for him.
Okay, nice, yeah.
So it's
you're like meal prepping.
Yeah,
it's like meal prepping, but for your wardrobe. I love it.
Completely. And then I know that he can have a different jacket every day, and then with us posting, like sometimes it shows up more.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting too. How do you, I guess now that Mateo, you're doing more kid stuff, but it's hard to be an influencer and then buy pieces for your wardrobe, but then look different every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
To keep it fresh. So do people send you things that you send back? Are you buying everything that you're posting? Like, how does all that work?
It's a combination of gifting, collabs, and I mean, just because I also believe that, I mean, not everything can be an ad, in my opinion. And, you know, I'm trying to showcase, like, people, they follow me. Hopefully it's because I'm just picking out outfits that they would like anyways, or they would want to buy anyways, whether I'm making commission off of it or not. Like, I'll post things that I don't make commission off of because that's the whole point. Like, that's my business, right? I don't try to limit it to just authentic.
To what?
I don't want to take your thing, but you know, authentic.
No, but it is. I mean, it's like, and I feel that with you is that you're so clear about who you are and what your beliefs are, but you're not so defined by it that you're not open to something else.
Right.
You'll look at something else. But you know what works for you, and you know what your followers like, and so then you're able to work with them. And I think that's where influencing has evolved so much. Like, we used to make everything. I think that's why I can be more successful now and why I can grow more is, like, the less perfect the post is sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the better.
Yeah.
No, definitely about,
because it makes people
want to
go,
see reality.
oh, you're so real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And I mean, it's definitely can be tough because I really do like to style an outfit and have like a nice image, a nice video, aesthetically pleasing. I think that the ballet also comes into play for that. Like, it's all about like the lines and aesthetic and the beauty or whatever. So I have a hard time just posting like lighting. Exactly. I have a hard time.
Really good at lighting.
Just posting. Oh, thank you.
You are. No, but you've always had that kind of feel or mood or and like the way that you could angle, because you were doing your own photography.
Yeah, I mean, I still do here, and it's like a combination of everything.
Yeah,
it's like I'm shooting with photographers, with coworkers, and with yourself. But what were we saying? I had a point. I'm like trying to remember it.
Styling clothes, what you buy, what you wear.
Oh, right, and that typically how I work with brands is that they, you get to pick. So you're staying true to they're like, this is our catalog, or this is our line sheet, is the correct word. This is our line sheet, and please, like, we'd love it if you could select from here, or for this collaboration, we'd like to focus on this. Can you select from this group of winter boots or whatever is, within their collection. So it is authentic in that I'm picking something that I would wear and that I'm very excited to wear and I would totally probably buy, or so that's always, so it's a combination. Like, the brand is not just gifting me something that I have to make work, that I'm like, oh my God, this is so ugly, like, how am I gonna wear this? That's never the case for me. I usually I just haven't, I'm trying to think. I haven't had to, so far, everybody that I've worked with, I haven't even had to, like, be too selective and say, like, no, thank you. Or maybe I'm trying to think if I have.
That's my line. When people come in to sell us something and I'm like, no, thank you. That's not for us.
Thank you. That's not for us.
And it's a little awkward if it's somebody you really like, but you do want to be true to. Yeah. And we are buying here. We're not just consigning. So we want to, we're making an investment when we have a piece that comes in to say we believe that somebody that buys from us is going to want this at the value that we paid for it, that we could sell it for that.
Exactly.
So it really...
And I think the same way with my brands that work with me. Like, if I, not necessarily aesthetics, if I think something isn't, if I think it's ugly, that was like a harsh word, and what I mean to say is,
but it
like,
wasn't your style.
If it's not my style,
it didn't seem aesthetically
or if I don't think that, like, my my followers would really, if they would buy it, it's like, what's the point? Like, a brand is going to get not a lot of value working with me if I'm posting something that doesn't make,
that's not going
to resonate with my audience. So that's, I definitely keep that in mind as well when working with them. And when working with brands, I'm trying to think of anything else, and like my mom brain is like.
Let's talk about Christy Lynn.
Yes, I love Christy.
So she just relaunched her or launched her holiday line yesterday. Was that what it was?
We should Google that. I thought it was resort, but I did see holiday as well. So I was like.
But you were at her event. Yeah.
I was, yes. I was so happy to see her. It's been a while since I've been able to see her, but I love Christy.
And so what colors was she doing?
She was doing, actually was very perfect for Palm Beach.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you
what really
pick out a piece?
Not yet. Okay. Maybe I will, but I'd love to. High-waisted green and white, but like a very palmy feeling. Yes. And then this like top that tie, like the scarf top, that ties like that. And then she had this beautiful, like the material was like shimmery. It was this kind of like a peachy pink, shimmery halter dress that was like somewhat like slightly tiered. I'm like describing it. Maybe there's like, we can do photos. So like, I don't know. Just visualize it.
Yes.
Just visualize it.
Send us your pieces.
Exactly.
We'll show them.
I'm trying to think, but and then what else? The other color. It was like a few specific colors. Red. and red. Like she had this like red 2-piece that almost looked like a jumpsuit, the pants, and
fun.
Yeah.
I've seen
but still like a pommy
coming in. Are you a jumpsuit girl?
Not really.
I'm not either.
I have one jumpsuit from her that's like a linen jumpsuit that I really love. It's very like safari chic kind of. I really like it. And I was telling her I'm like I don't really own any jumpsuits other than this one and maybe another one I bought a long time ago at Zara. So I don't know. They're just hard for me to wear, and it's weird because people get them because they're so easy. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's everybody's personal style.
Yeah.
Figuring out what works for you and how you like to mix it all up. So the holidays this year, do you decorate before Thanksgiving or after?
Oh, well, since we go away for the holidays,
yes,
we decorate. I would this year. Okay, so if I was staying in town, like I would totally have decorated already.
Yeah,
and then be adding things here and there.
Exactly.
So I would definitely like as soon as it's October 31st,
yeah,
like November 1st. I'm like we're all in for Christmas now.
I know.
Like, it's so fun, and Christmas technically lasts like one day. Maybe if you celebrate the 24th, you get like 2 days. It's like I'd rather just celebrate all month, and I'm already playing Christmas music, so.
Yay! And do you have things that you're suggesting to your followers for Christmas gifts or for Christmas style?
I haven't made those lists yet.
Okay.
I have some. I haven't made like any gift guides or like Christmas.
Are you doing that
lists.
this year?
I think I will, but it probably won't be. I also feel. While I like to share like what I'm, the outfits and what I'm wearing and ideas and stuff, and people, love to see usually gift guides and Christmas guides, I don't love the pressure that I can put on people to feel like they need to buy new all the time. They always need to buy, to keep up with. It's like, oh my gosh, this girl's got like how many outfits, how many things, how many like that's like, I don't want somebody to feel like overwhelmed with the shopping, because I just don't think it's healthy potentially. Like it can lead to like really not so great places mentally. And I just don't want people to feel like overwhelmed with that on top of everything else going on. Like, oh, I need to buy like everything new this week. If I can't rewear this outfit, like I can't remember like that dress I wore. Like I've had it. Remember at your
at the Una Notte
at your event. Like I've had it for years. Like I don't need to buy a new dress to go to like one event. Which I would love to. It's like I'd love to hop online and be like, ooh, let's get something new, and shiny. But if you have something and it lasts for a long time, like you, I think that's like something that we don't see as often because, and maybe it's like one of those, what's it called? Like when everything's kind of in a cycle, like everything goes in a circle. It's like consumers want to see new things.
Consumerism, and then moving through that.
And then it's like, so you think you need to provide new things to your viewers or to your audience because they want to see new things. And then they're feeling like, it's just like this a never-ending cycle of like always having to like show new and then buy new.
Well, the way that I get around that is pre-owned.
Exactly.
And then selling things, and when I want to buy new things, I try to sell things from my closet to make room.
That's so great. Yeah. Me as well.
Yeah.
If I get something new, I'm like, okay, what do I need to get rid of? What should I donate? Exactly. I need to make room. We can't just keep on holding on to everything.
Well, we have reached the end of our time because Matteo needs his mama back.
Yeah, probably.
And so love our time together always. We've grown through so many journeys together. Next time we meet, maybe Bella will be in college or something.
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, right? Well, not next time we meet.
Yeah,
next time we meet for a podcast. You're like,
maybe, and you'll have me on your podcast.
Exactly. If I have a podcast, I was just saying that I was wanting to do a podcast, and then I realized I might need a team if I'm going to do that, because it was figuring out the camera and all that. And the audio and
exactly.
Is this thing on?
Exactly. Okay, guys. Thanks so much. Keep it real.
Thanks for having me.
Love it. Bye.